Thank you, Mr. Bailey. My report this evening is brief. Based on my observations at the board workshop on August 3rd, 2010, I recommend a change in the format of all future board meetings, workshop, regular, and special meetings. My recommendation is to provide a public comment period only at the beginning of the meeting. This recommendation will be an agenda item for the September board meeting. In order to ensure that any visitors will have ample opportunity to discuss any issue, the administrative staff that normally attends board meetings and myself will make ourselves available immediately following the board meeting. Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
But we're going to move on to the business manager's report.
Yes, Mr. Bailey. Tonight under my report, I'd like to have the architects give a brief overview of the project schedule and answer any questions that may have come up at the last meeting that were unable to be answered.
Good evening. We'd like to review our proposed schedule for the next several months related to the high school project. And as you know, we're currently preparing the construction drawings and specifications for the high school with an intended receipt of bids for October 15th. So with that, this is the proposed schedule, and it includes our recommendation for the board to hold a special meeting on August 30th, 2010. The purpose of the special meeting will be for the board to approve the Plan Con F documents, and Plan Con F is synonymous with the construction drawings and specifications. And actually, that date could be either August 30th or August 31st, whichever is preferred by the board. And then, subsequently, our firm is prepared to release the construction drawings and specifications and advertise the project for bidding beginning on September 2nd, 2010. We will then submit the board-approved Plan Con F documents to Pennsylvania Department of Education with the intent for those documents to be received by September 7th. And we have a telephone conference with PDE for that review set up for September 9th at 1:30 p.m. And of course, our firm will be present for that conference along with representatives of the school district. As I mentioned earlier, the bid opening date is now scheduled for October 15th. Approval of the Plan Con G&H, which would basically be the contract cost, the construction cost of the project based on actual bids received. That's Plan Con G, and then the project financing is Plan Con H. We're asking for board approval of those documents scheduled for November 8th. Also that day, the board would issue an intent to award, so it also would be on November 8th. And then the next two dates are tentative. It's based on timely approvals by PDE, but we're anticipating that PDE would most likely be able to have the approval of Plan Con G&H somewhere around the third week of November, so that we're stating at this point November 22nd, but that's subject to change. And then we anticipate that the board would be able to tentatively sign the contracts for construction the week of around November 29th. So our first recommendation is for an August 30th special board meeting for the purposes of Plan Con F approval. Any questions on that schedule?
Can we get those drawings ahead of time, come in the bid specs, the August 30th meeting, or are you just going to present those that night?
No, actually, we will have Plan Con F available for you prior to the August 30th meeting. That's the F documents. You'll be able to see those. The construction drawings and specifications, those will be available on the August 30th date. Any other questions?
I think it would be, based on a recommendation, we should have, if you're in agreement, to have a special board meeting for that sole purpose, to approve Plan Con Part F, which is the contract specifications. There should be a motion made to that effect to schedule a special meeting, seconded and voted on, so we can properly advertise the special meeting.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we have a special meeting on August the 30th. Time, that was moved in second. All in favor, and we just have a voice vote, or just, right? Okay. All in favor, please respond by aye. Any opposed?
In case anyone doesn't know me, my name is Christine Pulaski. I am the president of the Council of PTAs for Penn Hills. And with the closing of Ziegel, we should now officially be PTA, not PTA/PTA. So,
Is that definite? We can make the change, definite to
Yes.
PTA, thank you.
Okay, well, the PTAs are all looking forward to getting a running start on the school year. Many of the local PTAs have already scheduled meetings to meet with their board and administrators before school starts, so everybody's definitely getting a working start. The high school will have a visitation before the school starts, and the high school PTSA will have a presence there. So we're hoping to reach out to as many parents as we can get. The PTA is working with the Linton administration to host a welcome back night before school starts, August 24th here, right where we're standing. We're having a big welcome back night that will also include introduction to the Olean program, working with Mr. Patterson and Mrs. Barker and Mr. Cook, thank you. Working with them to make this a really great night to get as many families involved as possible. We also all know that there's new administrators in each building at one level or another. So the PTAs are going to work really hard to keep those lines of communication open with those administrators and move forward in the direction that they want their buildings to go. So there's a change in almost every building. So we are aware of that. We will make adjustments as we need to make that work possible. And also the PTA will look forward to, we have a history of having president's meetings. The president from each building we usually have 3 or 4 meetings a year with the superintendent and the directors of education. So we look forward to setting that meeting up with Dr. Rack as soon as possible, because we don't know you very well and you don't know us. So we'd like to get that meeting started. I'll try to set something up with your secretary so we can have that as soon as school starts. I know everybody's really busy right now, so maybe as soon as the school gets started, we'll get that set up. So if anybody has any questions for me, thank you very much.
Girl is in. Raise your right hand. I, and please state your name. Having been duly elected as student representatives to the Penn Hill School Board, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania with fidelity. Congratulations.